They say the right gear can save your life, but what happens when you only have $100 in a surplus store? Today, we're diving headfirst into a survival scenario where every dollar counts. The challenge? To find the essential tools that can make the difference between life and death. With limited resources and the wilderness closing in, we're about to discover if bargain bin survival is possible. Let's see if the surplus store has what it takes to cheat death. You may notice a change in scenery today, and that's because we're shopping in the city. I've never vlogged in public before, and I'm shaking. I don't know how I can go into the woods with nothing but a pocket knife and be fine, but the second I start vlogging in public, I'm about to crash out. Like, I'm red and embarrassed. This is not okay. But the show must go on. So today we got $100 in our pocket, and we're going to Jim's Army and Navy down here in downtown State College. So this store has been open since 1947 and it's been supplying State College with surplus military, camping gear, rugged clothing. It has a vast inventory of boots, knives, and tactical equipment. It's honestly a woodsman's dream. And there she blows. All right, so we survived the city. Now it's time to survive the wilderness. We got all the gear we need, and now it's time to get to it. So I was expecting to get a little bit more gear than what I got for $100, but this is going to be survivable. Anyways, the kit itself cost about $80. And then I also got a wool blanket, which was another 20. So that was the $100 right there. But he was running a sale, 20% off. So I was able to get myself a hat and gloves as well. But all of this gear is older than I am. But if it's good enough for Nam, it's good enough for me. I haven't had a real good chance to take a look at all the gear, but it's real early in the morning. We just got out here. It's about 8 in the morning. And the first objective of the day is to get shelter built, then a fire, and hopefully find some food. I don't know if you can see behind me, but this looks like a good spot. There's a good little clear area here. Nice little Y tree to start stacking branches on. Lots and lots of dead branches all around to start building shelter. So there's no tent, sleeping bag, or space blanket here in this kit. So we're gonna have to go woodsman style, straight bushcrafting, and get a shelter built. So on my way here, I did notice a bunch of branches, sticks, maybe dead trees, pretty big sizable ones, all along the floor that I'm going to be collecting. It's way too damp for firewood, so we're going to use it for building material. So we're just going to set that there for now and grab more. I think that should be enough logs to do what we're trying to do. So before we start building, I think it's best if we actually take a look inside of the pack and see what all we got to work with. All right, let's take a look. So the first thing you might notice is the wool blanket. That was a secondary purchase after the kit. So, like I said, I spent about $100 total, and 20 of it was the blanket. We're gonna keep that nice and clean, or at least try to. Now we do have a lantern that I put batteries in. This type of lantern takes 2 AA's. It's real old. Like I said, I'm pretty sure most of this gear is older than I am. Now back to the wool, we got a hat and gloves. And then there's paracord. This is the good stuff with the individual strands. Teacup lantern. Wire saw. This isn't one of the good ones. Usually it's like a wire wrapped in more wire. This one, it doesn't feel as coarse. I need to clean up. Emergency poncho. Sewing kit. Pocket knife. Compass. First aid. Matches, nice. That's a lot of matches. So I honestly think matches are better than the sparks, but that's just me. I find them a lot easier to use. Not to mention the hatchet. We got the axe. And last but not least, we have a tarp. Having a hard time getting this out. So, it's not much, but it will work. So first things first, we're going to use the knife, the rope, and the tarp to try to get a shelter built. There's a few gaps in our structure, but I just have to grab some more sticks. All right, so we got a good pile of insulation. We're gonna put this on top of the shelter, try to help waterproof and insulate us from the cold weather. And hopefully it should try to keep us warm. So we're making some pretty good progress. Got all these pine needles on top just for insulation. Threw a couple logs on top just to push them down a little bit. Now I'm going to grab some leaves. All right, so this tarp is actually really cool. It's got that reflective material I like so much. And I've been using it to gather these leaves to put on top of the shelter. There's just leaves everywhere, so honestly, you just kind of pick them up, pile them up, take them to the shelter. And then once you get like a pile like this, you just drag it up over to the shelter. All right, so it's coming along good. Still got to patch up this side and this side, but we're starting to get some insulation through here. Back in here, we need more leaves. And then a fireplace out front. Right now, it's currently 3 o'clock. It's hot. It's about 60 degrees out, and we've been working hard. There's still a lot to do with the shelter. All right, so we got the fire pit. It's time to get some firewood. All right, so I've been gathering a bunch of dead branches and just wanted to show you what to start off with. First things first, you kind of want to go for these toothpick sized pieces. Easily snappable. If they bend, they're alive. If they break, they're dry. So what you want to do is go for a bunch of the toothpick sized pieces first, then for, you know, a little bit thicker, and then thicker, and just kind of layer the system. So you got 3 types of fire. You got your tinder, your kindling, and your fuel. Your fuel is about wrist size, kindling is about finger size, and tinder is about toothpick size. So I just got done processing the wood. I got the little bits separated from the bigger bits, separated from the biggest bits. Now, over yonder, I did find a tree that is dead, and needs to be brought over here for fuel. But right now we got everything we need to get the fire started, at least. So right now I'm going to be looking for dead trees and branches to burn, because in the summer when this place is a drought, all those things become fire hazards. Right now the ground is very saturated with moisture, and there is a very, very low risk of forest fires. So today is a good day to do it. Especially in the summer, a lot of this stuff that you guys see as dirt is actually dead leaves, tree particles, and burnable things all over the ground. This is nothing but dead leaves and wood. They call this peat in some countries, and they burn it. But in the summertime, you have to be very, very careful, because you can actually catch the dirt on fire and spread a whole forest fire. That's why people do fire pits, clear out all the leaves. Like this ground, I can squeeze the water out of it. It's perfect. So it is getting late. We're getting around sunset right now, which is fine, because we got camp basically all set up. But in the meantime, while I still got daylight, I'm gonna go look for firewood. Oh, so we just got this tree. It was fully dead, and so is the one beside it. I don't know if you can see the top of it, but it has no leaves. Its bark is coming off, and it is a fire hazard. Honestly, this thing came with like 500 matches. I've just been kind of making sure this thing keeps going. Ta-da! Keep throwing matches in there. It'll keep going. Honestly, when you come with 500 matches, we got Casa de Gio fortified. Talking many rocks, many supplies, many fires, many fortifies. Now, this took about a hatchet, some rope, and I get to sleep on a blanket tonight. I did have to use plenty of matches to get this fire going. I did not have any leaves or anything to keep this nest going, so I just been kind of doing that. This thing's ripping. So we fell a couple trees. This bad boy was dead when we found him. But I think it'll last all night. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just start breaking it off from here, probably fortifying the fortress even more. And then once I get about to this point, that's all firewood for the night. So I wish I would have gotten more of this videofied, but I had to do things, and I'm really just running off an iPhone Pro. So I got to be cautious with my battery. And it's more about the tale told than how it is told. Sun's down, but the spirits are up. It's obviously late. I didn't bring any food. No water. There is still snow down the mountain, but I'm not getting it. I'm not leaving camp. That's a tomorrow mission. I do have this light. It works surprisingly well for how old it is. The beam on it goes pretty far. So this beam actually goes like pretty far. I'm chilling. I wish I had a book or something. This has to be my favorite pack yet. It's very simple, sweet, and to the point. I think everything in this pack is a keeper. I thought this was just a small tarp. This is one of those Omni-Line Reflecto joints. The shelter, by far the best. Cutting tool, by far the best. Food rations, none. Coffee from earlier, gone. Believe it or not, there's still snow on the ground on the side of the mountaintops that don't really get hit by the sun that often. So in the morning, we're gonna go hunting for snow in the middle of March. So I'm actually glad I got these wool items. I was kind of regretting it earlier because it was about 60 degrees in the morning and I was sweating. Now that the sun dropped, it's really getting cold out. I give this like a 10 out of 10. I think everyone should visit their neighborhood surplus store and get some wool hats. Good morning. Last night was cold, extremely cold. The weather said it was supposed to be 47, but the real feel was 37. But I was outside last night and it felt like 27. I don't think we're gonna do another night. I think we're gonna get out of here. This was good. I think we're gonna come back to this shelter in the future, but see ya. In all of its beauty. So this is it. This is the shelter, the hut.